Bruce, what is the latest on Chris and what would be the plan, if he can't go?
Yeah, he returned to Boston to get further tests, so he's ruled out tomorrow. Nola Chari will go in his spot, and from there we'll sort it out once we get back to Boston and give you a further update down the road.
Just as a follow-up there, how important is it to have guys that can play center and wing at that spot in your lineup, shift in and out of the lineup? Doesn't matter to them.
Well, I think it's always a little more valuable, specifically if you get some injuries along the way in game. We have a few guys who can do that. Wagner was one. Nordy's done it for us in the past. Backus previously in his career, not this year for us, but so I think it's good to have that flexibility, which we've had all year. It's been I don't want to say a luxury because we haven't had to use it a lot in game, but it's still nice to have.
Can you just expand a little bit on what Chris Wagner brought, the impact he had on the lineup this postseason?
Well, he's always going to bring tenacity, grit, physicality. He's added to our penalty kill. He's actually chipped in offensively for us. He's got 2 goals this series. Big one the other night. I think the first one was obviously late in the game, but he's a good energy guy. You know what you're going to get out of him every night. So we'll miss him. But, the guy going in, Noel, is very similar. They're similar players. So we don't lose much, and that's no disrespect to Chris. That's maybe a compliment to Noel. That's just what he brings. So that line should, keep on motoring. They had a real good game for us the other night. They've been excellent for us all year. We've used probably 3, 4, 5 guys in that role in our fourth line. They've fed off each other well, but we'll miss Chris. But Noel goes in, and it's business as usual after that.
A lot has been made about the light workload that Rask received this year. Was that by design, and what did the addition of Halak mean in terms of just that competition where maybe he doesn't know he's going to have the net every night?
It was by design, not the exact number he played, but by design in terms of we knew Tuukka would be less than in previous years, closer to 50, 55-ish, somewhere in that number, depending on injuries or anything like that. So it was lower than that. I think it's helped him. I don't know how much, only he can answer that. And that goes to Halak. He's actually hasn't had a chance to get in there, and that's probably a good thing, but he's a big reason why we're here. A big reason. He played excellent for us, picked us up a number of times this year. We were basically a 2-headed monster in net. Both guys had, I think, very similar numbers. Halak's might even have been better in the regular season. So kudos to him. Tuukka's taken the ball and run with it in the playoffs. We didn't know how that would play out. We were hoping, we'd get consistent goaltending every night we have. So, but he was a big reason, Yarrow. And I guess to go back to your plan, like I said, I don't know exactly how many games we were going to play Tuukka, but it was definitely going to be less than a typical number 1.
The idea, though, to have that competition?
I always believe it should have competition internally in the group. So yes, without. Like Tuukka's our designated number 1. Yarrow comes in as the 2, but it's okay. Let him compete. Let Yarrow win a few more starts. I think it keeps your number 1 on their toes. Internal competition, I think, is the best way for your team to get better. We've done it in a lot of different areas. We've moved people up and down the lineup. Power play responsibilities, penalty kill responsibilities. I think our guys have responded well. We have that type of group. They're a very competitive group. Other groups might not embrace that, but ours has.